Emily stood on the edge of the cliff, with a bottomless canyon beneath her feet. She closed her eyes and felt the whistling mountain wind, as if she could get rid of all the pain and obsession if she just took one more step forward. The past 30 years flashed through her mind like a revolving lantern, and those things she once thought she could never let go of now seemed so insignificant. On a rainy night 15 years ago, Emily huddled on a cold bed in the orphanage, listening to the patter of rain outside the window. She held tightly to the only photo of her mother, which was her only remaining warmth. The photo has yellowed, and the edges are badly worn, but my mother's gentle smile is still clearly visible. Every night, she has to look at this photo to fall asleep, as if she can feel her mother's breath. Early the next morning, Emily was called to the office by the dean. A middle-aged couple is sitting on the sofa. They are well-dressed and elegant. Emily remembered that her heart was beating so hard and her palms were all sweaty. How she wished the couple could take her away from here and give her a real home. However, when the dean finished introducing the situation, the lady simply said, "We want a smaller child." At that moment, Emily felt like her heart was being torn into pieces. She ran back to her room and held her mother's photo close to her chest, soaking the pillow with tears. From that day on, she vowed to become strong and irreplaceable so that she would never be abandoned again. 10 years later, Emily was admitted to an Ivy League school with excellent results. She absorbs knowledge like a sponge and puts all her energy into learning. She became the professor's favorite student and a top student in the eyes of her classmates. However, for countless late nights, she would still take out a photo of her mother and murmur to herself, "Mom, look, I did it." After graduation, Emily entered a top investment bank on Wall Street. She works like crazy, often staying up all night. Her performance rose steadily, and she soon became the company's youngest vice president. However, beneath the glamorous appearance, her heart became increasingly empty. She began to collect all kinds of luxuries to fill the hole in her heart with material things, until one day, when she was cleaning her room, she accidentally found a photo of her mother. The smile in the photo was still gentle. But Emily suddenly realized that she hadn't really smiled in a long time. She looked at herself in the mirror with exquisite makeup, and suddenly felt strange. Over the years, she has been chasing success, but has never been truly happy. Emily decided to take a vacation of her own. She quit her job and started traveling the world. During her journey, she met all kinds of people and heard many touching stories. She saw children in impoverished mountainous areas smiling brightly even though they had nothing. She met old people who had lost everything, but still maintained their love for life. In a small village in Nepal, Emily meets an elderly monk. The monk told her, "Life is like sand in your hands. The tighter you hold it, the faster it drains. Only by learning to let go can you gain true freedom." This sentence was like a heavy hammer, hitting the softest part of Emily's heart. Emily begins to reflect on her life. She realized that she had been living in the shadow of the past, bound by obsessions. She couldn't let go of missing her mother, the pain of being abandoned, and her desire for success. These obsessions were like shackles, imprisoning her soul. At the edge of the cliff, Emily slowly opened her eyes. She took a deep breath, put her mother's photo gently to her lips, and then let go. The photo drifted down in the wind and disappeared into the vast canyon. Emily felt something inside her dissipate. Replaced by an unprecedented sense of relief, she turned away from the cliff and walked back the way she had come. The afterglow of the setting sun shone on her body, lengthening her shadow. Emily knew that this was not the end, but a new beginning. She has learned to let go and reconcile with herself. There is still a long road ahead, but she is no longer afraid because she has finally found inner peace. Emily continues her journey, but this time, she is no longer trying to escape, but to truly live. She started trying new things, meeting new people, and experiencing different cultures. She discovered that when she no longer clung to the past and was no longer anxious about the future, every moment in her life became so beautiful. During her journey, Emily met many people who had similar experiences to her. She encouraged them with her own story, telling them that letting go does not mean forgetting, but learning to reconcile with the past and with oneself. She founded a non-profit organization to help people who have experienced trauma rediscover the meaning of life. Years later, Emily returns to that cliff. She stood where she once stood, feeling the same mountain breeze, but her heart was completely different. She took out an envelope, which contained a brand new photo. It was a photo of her and a group of children. Everyone's face was filled with happy smiles. Emily placed the photo gently on a stone on the edge of the cliff, turned and left. She knew that this photo did not need to be treasured because it had already stayed in her heart forever. She finally understood that there is nothing in life that cannot be let go, because the truly important things will never disappear by letting go. As the sun set, Emily's figure gradually disappeared on the winding mountain road. Her story continues, but this time, she is truly free.